been 1 week since voters went to the polls. There is still no Republican nominee in Luzerne County's 117th State House District. The winner of the GOP primary is likely to win the seat as there is no Democratic challenger.
But it will still be a few more days before we have the official results. Newswatch 16's Chelsea Strube joins us live in Wilkes-Barre to explain why. Chelsea.
That's right. Good evening, Lisa and Scott. Right now, challenger Jamie Walsh is up by 4 votes, and that's down from 5 yesterday, as one of the 13 military ballots that was counted today ended up in favor of incumbent Mike Cabell. That was counted today during a very lengthy, tedious process that makes sure every vote that is properly cast, even if partially, is counted. As the counting of votes from last week's primary election continues, many may ask, why does this process take so long? The answer, to make sure every vote that was properly cast is counted.
You come across a lot of different scenarios that will impact the speed at which things are processed, and our board is extremely thorough, going through each and every potential aspect of each ballot to make sure that it is first and foremost a valid vote and that it gets counted.
Newswatch 16 sat and watched as it took the board more than an hour to count 9 provisional votes cast by voters who showed up to vote at the wrong polling place.
They are informed, obviously, if they're in the wrong location. We give them the location they're supposed to be at, and then ultimately you'll have voters who just don't want to go to another place, and we have to make sure that each voter is given the opportunity to vote, so those ballots will only be counted partially for only the contests that those voters would have been eligible to vote in.
The transposing of these ballots vote by vote follows a very strict order and process that has to be recorded. So in terms of the close 117th race, results will change as these are counted.
The way that this process is set up, it doesn't discriminate against any contest or doesn't segregate any contest in particular. It's countywide, every vote, every provisional ballot, every mail-in ballot, every single one has to be counted, and we do have a set agenda in terms of what gets counted and when, and that way everything stays fair.
So just to put that in perspective for you, only 30 ballots were able to be counted today because of that lengthy process, and of those 30 provisional and military ballots, only 1 had anything to do with the 117th race. And again, that was for Cabell, so now it's down to a 4-vote lead for challenger Jamie Walsh. Now, there are 13 provisional ballots that do pertain to this race, and they were contested yesterday. There is a hearing on Friday at 1 o'clock as to whether or not to count those 13 votes. Depending on what those 13 votes are, it could either give Walsh a stronger lead or it could flip the results. And then depending after that, when those ballots are counted on Friday, they could still contest the results of this election. So it could be weeks before we know who won this seat in the State House of Representatives. Chelsea Strube, Newswatch 16, reporting live in Wilkes-Barre.